What is up, everybody? Enderstorm here, and welcome back to Prophecy of Throne. This is part 15. Yes, part 15. I said the right part this time. Last episode, I noticed that I said part 13 instead of part 14, but I did correct it with text. But, last episode we were searching the garden for some suspicious person stalking Amelia and the entire Roswell Manor. Now we're heading back to the capital to figure out what is happening, to try to save Amelia, and I don't know. Maybe this might be the last episode, or maybe we might have a few more. I really don't know what kind of reverse card they're going to pull on us, but let's get right back into this. Fields of Silence. Load.
Very well, continue.
Alright, so where are we going? We can go to the plains. We can go to the capital. We can go to Arlem. We can visit Arlem Village. We can Let's just go straight to the capital.
Royal capital we go.
Yes, we should be able to get there a little past fire time if we hurry.
Fire time?
How many times do I have to tell you?
It's the Yappa guy.
I don't remember making any promises to you a month back.
I get that. It just makes me so sad every time you say it.
Huh? What do you mean? You've been here before. Sorry.
I've come here over 10 times by now. But for you, this is only our second encounter.
And we're practically strangers. How am I supposed to recognize you?
With that, the shopkeeper's glares at me with his tough-looking scarred face. If you've never met him before, he looks pretty menacing, but this guy is really good person at heart, so there's actually nothing to be afraid of.
You heard him, Subaru. We shouldn't distract him from his work any further.
I understand, Rem, but look around us. No one else even dares to come close to his stall. You can hardly call him busy.
Little...
That's a threat.
If you're just gonna screw around, then go somewhere else.
I'm not screwing around. I'm here for a perfectly good reason, even if you don't remember.
What do you keep going on about? What is it you want, anyway?
I promised you I'd come back as a customer, so I'm here to buy some appas.
Oh, so you really are a customer, eh? I thought you were just being a thorn in my side for no reason.
A little bit of both.
You're such a kidder. I'll have Rem here turn these appas into delicious baked snacks. So, give me 10 of them. Also...
Sure thing. Thanks for the business. What else did you want?
Also, I want you to deliver a message to Old Man Rom.
What? You know the old man?
You don't have to be so suspicious. He helped me out one time while I was here in the capital.
Yeah, he's a good man.
I wouldn't ask you to relay a message to him if I didn't know the guy beforehand, right?
Guess so. Well, alright then. What do you want me to tell him?
Reinhardt has what he's looking for. He should know what I mean.
The Sword Saint? The meeting to explain why the royal selection's been delayed will happen with or without Amelia in the capital. Felt and Melty will make their debuts as candidates. There's a good chance Felt will drop out if Old Man Rom doesn't barge in and get captured. That'd be exactly what the imposter wants. I can't let that happen no matter what. The royal selection can't start just because any 5 people gather in the castle. They have to have the proper rights and goals to compete with one another. Yep. They better not.
Amelia coming out on top with all that considered would be the best scenario. I'll take care of any problems that come our way. But for now...
Subaru, I'm going to reserve an inn. What will you do?
Probably walk around the town.
Let's see. I gotta go somewhere. So, I guess we'll part ways and...
Very well. Then I shall accompany you.
Oh.
No, that wouldn't be efficient. We don't really need to stick together.
No, I am going with you. I made a promise with Master Roswell and Miss Amelia.
And her promise was to spend more time with Subaru.
You're super assertive today. I guess it's okay then. Not like I have any reason to refuse.
In fact, no one knows what might happen now. The attack on the Royal Capital shifted from when I thought it was originally going to occur. It's actually much better if we stick together. I wouldn't have to worry about anything in that case.
Okay then, let's go together.
Great. So, where are we going?
Yes.
About that, I want to go to church and say a few prayers.
This is the church. What did you say you needed from here?
Well, actually, I'm not here to pray. I need to meet with the people inside.
I stick out my chin. Well, look at the church, with Rim also looking at the building.
Now that I think about it, this will be my first time meeting Melty.
That encounter happened after she heard the news about us defeating the Dusk Bandits. She was among the group of people welcoming us to the capital. She blended in the crowd, considering how she looks so plain, but this time around, we didn't defeat... Well, shit. So naturally, we weren't given a big welcome and didn't get the chance to meet Melty.
Gotta be careful what I say in front of her. This is the first time we're meeting after all.
Is something the matter, Subaru?
No, it's
Not
nothing.
really.
By the way, is this the church that worships the Holy Dragon?
I'm not too familiar with this church, but I believe it is. Lagunica reveres the noble dragon Lord Volcanica due to our covenant. This church was built to honor that.
You mean like, this is how they express their thanks to the Holy Dragon?
I believe so, though I am not too pious myself.
Still, there are a lot of people around here who are.
I'd say that's pretty natural. Basically, the dragon is like a god in this world, but its existence has been proven. I wonder if I stopped at the tree, I could have stopped the Dust Bandits. I forgot about that ever happening. What the heck? No! That means I didn't get to meet Otto in this timeline. Unlike the gods who didn't meddle in affairs of the world, even when their followers pray, the dragon apparently does offer its help.
Taking that into consideration, I can understand why they like to cling to it so much. Maybe I should convert.
I think that would be wonderful. The doors to the church are always open.
Melty.
Ah, that voice.
Oh, I'm sorry to sneak up on you. I am a nun in this church.
And you couldn't pass up the chance to recruit another potential parishioner, eh?
That's right. I was only appointed here recently, so I'd like to get along with the citizens of the royal capital, but things don't often turn out as well as you hope.
Yeah, that's true.
Oh, really? That's, unexpected.
I think back to the get-together we had and how she acted at the church. She was always surrounded by people, so I never thought she'd have trouble getting along with everyone. In any
If it's
case...
okay with you, can we talk inside?
If you have the time to spare, that is. I don't mind one bit. Please, come in. Tiga! Tiga, are you there?
Yes, I'm right here. You sure came back in high spirits, Mel. Did something... Oh.
Hey, bestie. You seem to be doing well.
Subaru? What are you doing here?
Weren't you the one who told me you worked at this church? Since I came to the royal capital, I thought I'd pop by for a little visit.
We only just met. What a quick reunion this is.
Yeah.
Huh? You two already know each other? Yes, I am surprised as well. You were one of the messengers who came to the manor yesterday, right? Messenger. Oh, so you two are just like me, a royal candidate.
Mel!
Huh? Oh.
Tiga puts a hand to his forehead while Melty quickly covers her mouth, but it's too late. Melty totally lets her tongue slip, exposing who she truly is. Then again, only Rim and I are here to hear it.
The royal candidate. Then this nun is the last candidate to be revealed.
Subaru and Rem, was it? Please don't misunderstand. There's a reason Mel is hiding her identity for the time being. And that's...
Because the Council of Wise Men told her to keep quiet?
That's right. You're a sharp one.
It's pretty obvious once you think about it. Especially by process of elimination.
Yeah,
I
true.
guess it's also possible that some higher up in the church would want you to keep quiet.
But as for the Council of Wise Men, they're far more concerned about the identity of the fake candidate. This is their first precaution. Wow. Knowing about Melty's existence and in of itself would put me the forefront of potential imposters. Pretty reasonable, but...
Huh?
I'm sorry, but please keep this a secret.
So, you want me to lie for you, is that it?
Huh? That wasn't my intention. Subaru, you should not tease the royal candidate like that. We are
Yeah, I'm
here
sorry,
as
Melty.
representatives of Miss Amelia. We must act accordingly.
Yeah, I know. Let's start over then, shall we?
Start over?
Yeah, start over.
My name is Subaru Natsuki, and she's Rem. What's your name?
Yes. I am Melty Prestes. It's so nice to meet you.
Sheesh, you were really good at calming Mel down back there. Are you actually a ladies' man?
To Rim. Tiga blurts this out after we move into the dining
You
area.
think I'm a ladies' man? Don't be ridiculous. If I were good at dealing with women, I wouldn't be running so many circles around Mealy. I haven't made any progress with her.
It is true. Subaru is not at all a ladies' man. Rem finds that quite adorable.
I can't deny that, even if it does sting a little.
Aww. But Rim's so sweet.
That's not really something to be proud of.
But you two seem to hold a great deal of trust in one another. You must have a wonderful relationship.
You're right about that. But it's more like how you and Tiga are so trusting of one another.
I see. Of course, I'd appreciate it if Mel shared the sentiment.
Oh no, you've got it all wrong. Tiga is only with me because we're childhood friends.
Ah, childhood friends. I see now. So that's how you know each other.
Yep. After hearing that revelation, I figure out a secret to their relationship. I've always thought those two seemed rather close, but now I know they're childhood friends. I'm convinced,
So,
but...
you've been connected at the hip since childhood, huh? You must have it pretty hard, Tiga.
I'm glad you picked up on that. I've been struggling for many years now. I'd like my perseverance to be commended every now and then.
Melty's reaction to Tiga's strife is concerning. Now, I just feel sorry for him.
Before I go on, here's a gift. I thought it'd be rude if we showed up empty-handed.
Wow, thank you. These appas look delicious.
I hand over the appas, and Melty's lips form a big smile as she receives them.
I'm sure that scary-looking shopkeeper would be happy to know how much you like these.
I'll cut these up later and enjoy some with Tiga.
If we had more time, I would have wanted to have Rem bake you something sweet instead.
A dessert made from appas. If you'd like, Rem can still fulfill your request, Subaru.
Well, we can save that for another time. So,
No.
I hope you look forward to it.
Wonderful.
By the way, what did you want to speak to us about? You're being awfully friendly here. Are you plotting something?
That's pretty rude. Melty was the one who exposed herself to us. I haven't done anything.
I'm sorry.
It's okay, Melty.
Oh, Mel. Don't take it the wrong way. There really isn't any other way to put it. But I do hope you'll be more careful from here on out.
That wasn't very consoling.
What do you
Now
mean?
then, Subaru. Master Tiga seems to be wondering as well. But about the reason we came here.
Since we're in town, I thought we'd say hi to a few of our acquaintances. But things are a little different now, knowing Melty's a royal candidate.
Meaning...
No need to worry. That just means we can be on friendlier terms with one another.
Do you mean to say that Miss Amelia and I will be allies? I think that's a wonderful idea.
Yes, please be a wonderful idea.
Yeah, I agree.
Just
Better
leave
to have
Sakura
more
out of
friends than
this because
enemies,
she's
after all.
pretty sketchy and I don't really like her.
Words to live by. But you could also say that incompetent allies may be more harmful than a competent enemy.
As he says so, Tiga glares at me, right at me. I sit up straight, his intense stare. Tiga seems to be a bit more weary of me than last time. Could it be due to how I found out Melty's situation? But I'm not the one at fault here, so I don't know how to respond to that.
I don't doubt that. I want you to take a good hard look at me and judge that for yourself. I don't want to be seen as incompetent, but I wouldn't exactly say I'm all that competent either. I like to think I'm somewhere in the middle.
I see. I understand. You seem like the hard-working type. You're already running all over the royal capital spreading around that idea.
I wouldn't say it like that. Like I said earlier, I just want to have as many allies as possible because you never know where enemies may be lurking. Danger can come at a moment's notice, whether it be political rivals, assassins, or even bandits.
Dust bandits.
Bandits, huh?
I completely agree. We should always help each other when we're in need.
Exactly. If it ever came down to it, I'd like for you to help us out. That's why I'm bribing you with those appas.
I just accepted a bribe?
Melty's panic looks puts on a smile on my face. Though I am a little uncomfortable of how putting off this situation seems. It could be said that Melty's camp was the friendliest towards the previous loops. Melty's attitude hasn't changed in the sense. But maybe it was because I went to the church too early, or there was an issue with my Dementor. Because Tiga seemed to be strangely weary of me. But there's no point in worrying about what's already unfolded. I just have to be careful when I talk to the other candidates. I also hope Tiga and I talk like we used to. Yeah, Tiga's a pretty cool guy. Oh, it's already nighttime. Well, evening. And we're at Cruchet's camp now.
You are quite late. I was worried something may have happened along the way.
Yeah.
I am terribly sorry, Miss Cruchet. And unlike what was previously discussed,
Miss Amelia isn't with Mew. And after Miss Cruchet took the time to meet Mew in person, that doesn't make Mew look too good, Mew now.
I apologize once more.
We just arrived at the mansion, and Rem is already bowing her head in apology to Cruchet and Ferris. The reason it turned out this way was because our schedule fell behind when we visited the church, not to mention that Amelia isn't with us, and since I made the call on both these points...
I'm the one at fault here, not Rem. I made us late, and Amelia isn't here because of me.
From what I gather, you must be the one mentioned in the letter. I believe your name was...
Subaru Natsuki.
Subaru Natsuki. I'm sorry for being so disrespectful.
The letter she mentioned is one Roswell sent to Cruchet prior to us meeting now. These contents of the letter mentioned a request to have my gate treated, as well as to look after Amelia.
Regarding your treatment, I have prepared for the best healing mage in the kingdom to look after you.
Felix Argyle.
As for the conditions of accepting the arrangement, we have already come to an agreement with Margrave Mathers. But there is still one issue to address.
As she says so, Cruchet turns to look at me. Based on my past experiences with her, I sense that she wants to bring up something that would be difficult to discuss with me here.
Don't worry, Cruchet. I have a letter from Roswell explaining my role in this. Rem and I are official representatives of Amelia.
I see. I will take a look.
I had over the letter. Yeah, that should probably say I hand over the letter. I had over the letter I'd been keeping in my pocket. Cruchet reads through it rather quickly, then...
I must ask you one thing, Subaru Natsuki.
Yes?
It is true the Margrave wrote this letter expressing that you are his and Amelia's representatives. However, this letter is not but mere paper. You must keep in mind responsibility lies upon the one who bears it. Do you understand the meaning of this? Are you prepared?
Yeah. Cruchet's overpowering aura as she's asked the question that makes me feel like it's burning me alive. All this pressure is making it hard for me to breathe. I try to sink my body down, but Cruchet intensely is unwavering. My lungs feel like they've collapsed. I'm at a loss for words as my voice catches in my throat. Yet, despite the suffocating atmosphere, a fire of my own wells up inside. The pressure, the fear, and the despair I felt in that moment, nothing can overwrite that. A nightmare that washes everything in white and puts the world in an icy slumber to overcome that.
I am prepared. You may not see it that way, but it's true. I'm ready. And I fully understand that my conviction can't be proven with that letter alone.
In the end, no matter what I say, nothing can describe what I've seen. If she thinks I'm talking out of my ass and assumes I'm lying, it'll be over. Very well.
I understand. I shall return this letter to you.
Get a drink of water.
I, too, recognize you and Rem as the Margrave's representatives.
Remember to drink water. Stay hydrated out there.
Miss Cruchet, are you sure?
I inquired about the strength of his resolve, and I am satisfied with his answer. Whether they can achieve any results is dependent on their actions and devotion to their cause.
I thank you for your kindness, Miss Cruchet.
Do not thank me. I will fulfill your requests. Please await a formal reply tomorrow.
Alright.
Well then, you heard Miss Cruchet. Hey, Subaru,
Subaru.
Huh?
don't harm me. Keeping quiet like that is rude, Mew, no. Why aren't Mew more excited or rubbing your head on the floor?
Why would I
Why
rub
would
my
I-
head on the floor?
Yeah.
Anyway, I was just so surprised that I couldn't speak.
Time completely froze for me until Ferris spoke. I thought for sure I'd be eaten alive, but I managed to survive by holding my ground.
Your expression has changed. Now you look like a completely different person. Perhaps I misjudged you.
Wait, Crochet! You can't go back on your word now.
I am merely joking. I sense a powerful, sincere wind emanating from you. Although, it is a precarious one.
Is that a poem or something?
She has a power to see if someone's lying due to wind.
Never mind that.
I forgot how it works.
Now,
I haven't watched the
cannot go
anime in a
into
while.
great
I've been watching a
detail
bunch of
regarding
other
the letter,
animes.
But since you're here, you may as well stay for dinner tonight.
Right now I'm watching something called Death March. It's actually a really good anime. And it's... I've never watched Sword Art Online, so I shouldn't have a big freaking opinion on it, but I never really liked it. I never really tried it yet, so I don't have a full opinion, but I'm avoiding it. And this Death March anime is actually probably way better than it.
Since she was prepared to welcome Miss Amelia, it's a pretty nice setup.
Yeah, sorry about that. Oh, right.
Ferris' sarcastic remarks reminds me to pull out a bag, which to show the two of them, they should already know what's
This
inside.
is my bribe. Please accept it.
I hand over the bag of appas as proof to our friendship. Day 3, Loop 3. The next day, after having dinner with Cruchet at Cruchet's Manor.
Good morning, Mr. Subaru. I have come
Wilhelm.
Wilhelm? You went out of your way to come here?
Today is the first day of your treatment as agreed upon. Ferris can be quite busy in a manner of speaking, so I was sent to fetch you.
The man bowing in front of me is Wilhelm, an associate of Cruce. In any case, this is the first time he's been sent to come to get me.
Is this because I was late yesterday?
I would not know. I merely came here as Ferris had instructed me.
That cute-faced little... So, Ferris is the type to hold grudges, huh?
You still don't know Ferris is a trap.
That is Ferris's nature, and Miss Cruce tends not to interfere.
Is that so? Oh, right. About what we were talking about yesterday.
There is no need to rush. Miss Cruce is not one to heedlessly fret over such matters. I will not ask you to hold your breath, but instead that you please just wait a little longer.
Right. Thanks. I appreciate it.
Heeding Wilhelm's advice, I keep my expectations in check still. What he's saying makes sense. Unlike last time, Amelia isn't here with me, and at this point, no one outside of the involved parties knows why the royal selection has been delayed. That means I'm missing a key component to help push Cruce's decision along. The contents of Roswell's letter had to do with establishing friendly relations between Amelia's and Cruce's camps. One could say that it's something like an invitation to form an alliance. As for whether Cruce will accept it or not, it's still soon to give her to us as a clear answer.
There isn't much time left.
It's frustrating. I'm the only one who knows all this, but if I go on a threat without evidence to back up my claims, people will just dismiss me and call me crazy. The number of lives at stake is just too great. I need to stay calm and keep the situation under control.
I feel like I'm
You go,
slowly
Subaru.
losing my edge.
Is something wrong, Subaru? If something is bothering you.
I don't know. I just feel like my humanity is about to deteriorate. Do you notice anything about the look in my eyes? It doesn't look worse than before, does it?
No, there is no cause for concern. Your eyes have always been very distinctive. Rem is
Aw.
always flustered when looking into them.
I guess that's one way to put it.
Pardon me, but will you be ready soon? I have a dragon carriage awaiting you, so please allow me to take you to the manor.
Are you gonna teach me how to use a sword someday?
Oh, sorry. We're good to go.
Because I kind of want to take down the white whale.
Excuse me. Is it alright if I come as well? I'm worried about Subaru, and I would like to observe Master Felix's healing arts.
I don't think Ferris would mind, but are you also familiar with the healing arts, Miss Rem?
Yes, that is why I would like to see Master Felix the Blue at work.
Master Felix the Blue? Huh.
I see. I admire how studious you are.
Thank you. Someone I know often injures himself, and I worry about his health.
Subaru.
You're quite a lucky fellow, Subaru.
Yeah, it really helps that everyone takes good care of me. That includes you too, Wilhelm.
You have interpreted my sentiment a bit differently than I intended, but very well. Let us make way to the dragon carriage.
Yeah, let us make way to the dragon carriage. With that, we get into the carriage waiting for us in front of the inn and get taken to Cruce's manor for the first time since last night. Then, Otto? Oh, nope, not Otto. It's Pain.
Uncle!
Jeez, you exaggerate too much. I haven't done anything that terrible to Mew, have I?
You think this isn't terrible? You're basically a doctor. Don't you understand how your patients feel?
Gates hurt more than normal injuries.
What a mean thing to say. Fairy is hurt. Maybe I should tell on you to Miss Cruce.
Why you?
Bleh.
That's Felix for you. Tongue out, Ferris claps while dodging my spiteful gaze. Ferris's treatment is as usual, but it still felt like my insides were being mixed in a blender.
If I think about it calmly, my body resets every time I return by death, so the treatment will never be finished.
He just mentioned that right in front of Felix.
Meow, meow. No need to moan about it so much. These things are most painful in the beginning, so it will gradually ease up, meow.
Quiet, you. You're just adding insult to injury. I've had to go through that most painful part so many times already.
Huh? What do you mean? Has your gate been clogged many times before? You should have learned your lesson by now.
It can't be helped, but Ferris sees the world completely different from me, so our conversation isn't quite lining up.
Well, aside from the stubborn Subaru, what about Mew, Rem? Did Mew learn anything useful?
Yes. Thank you for your consideration. It was a great learning experience. However,
Yes?
what you did so naturally was so advanced that it may be difficult for Rem to reproduce such methods. Perhaps I can manage an imitation of the key points at best.
Not even you can do it, Rem?
Seeing Rem's lack of confidence and disheartened reaction, I honestly can't help but be surprised considering she was the one who healed my wounds before. Out of the members of Roswell's Manor, Amelia and Rem and Beatrice are the ones who can use healing magic. Basically what I've learned, Amelia isn't very good at it, so really it's Rem and Beatrice who are the two
Rem
specialists.
is nowhere near Miss Beatrice's level. Lord Roswell has taken the trouble of teaching me, yet I am still inadequate.
So Roswell knows how to use it? Oh, what did I just say? So Roswell knows how to... Just forget it.
Wouldn't that make Roswell a bad teacher then?
I've been told he's an amazing magician, but they say many geniuses struggle with teaching things that come so easily to them.
Maybe Roswell is like that too. Like he just makes a bunch of noises when he tries to teach people things.
Mew sure say the craziest things, Subaru. Mew know that Margrave Mathers is the greatest magician in the entire kingdom and the head of the Royal Court Magicians, right? Someone like that couldn't be bad at teaching others. Although, now this is just a rumor, but I've heard the Margrave isn't good at using healing magic.
Really?
Yes, it is true Lord Roswell is not proficient in healing magic. However, he has ordered textbooks for me starting from the most basic ones. And
Textbooks?
has been very thorough in his support.
Huh. That's kinda unexpected. Or maybe not.
He got textbooks for her to read. Roswell is quite a free spirit who acts pretty nonchalant about everything, but there's no doubt that he cherishes Rem and Rom greatly. I mean, he's known them since they were children. Some time ago, he reacted with anger when he lost Rem during that loop at the mansion. His attitude from that proves it.
But if that's true, have you and your sister known Roswell for a long time, Rem?
Yeah, since they are actually children.
Yes, we've worked for him since we were little. Ever since our village was burned down.
That escalated quickly!
She did it with a smile, too. Okay, that's not funny. Maybe this has to do with what Rom had mentioned, something in the passing while. She said that her village was engulfed in flames.
Rem, I'm sorry.
It's quite alright. Rem has already come to terms with it. But you are very kind, Subaru.
Felix is just in the corner thinking.
If this is me being kind, I guess I set the bar pretty low.
Once Mew make up your mind on something, Mew lose sight of everything else. Though, Fairy understands how Mew feel. Fairy is head over heels for Miss Cruchet's noble character.
Speaking of that Cruchet that you love so much, how are things coming along since we last spoke?
Really, Meow, you're so hasty, Subaru. Don't Mew remember what
Subaru?
Miss Cruchet said? She said she'll think about it, so just trust her and wait patiently. And don't worry, she'll treat Mew well.
You and Wilhelm said the same thing.
Meow? Mew asked Old Man Will about this? Now Mew know how in sync we all are.
Yeah, I guess.
All I can do in that face of Ferris, amused laughter is is not along. A forlorn expression on my face. A combination of discomfort from having my insides stirred up and this inacceptable sense of fretfulness. Early decisive battle. They make it abundantly clear that I'm anxious to do something about this situation as quickly as possible.
Now that we're finished with your treatment, we should unwind for the day and head back to the inn.
Not so fast, Rem. Do you remember what our goal is in coming to the royal capital?
To investigate why the royal selection has been postponed, as well as your objective to recruit more allies for Miss Amelia.
Exactly. Healing my gait is just a bonus. I do understand you're just worried about me, Rem.
Yet you still push yourself. I understand Miss Amelia and Lord Roswell did leave
I understand
you
your
in my care
duties
after
is
all.
what she was gonna
Please
say.
leave everything to Rem.
Yeah, that'll be a big help.
Rem's so sweet. I say this too much.
So,
She's like
what
one of the
exactly
kindest
will
people
we be doing?
in this
Have
anime.
we formulated some kind of plan?
For now, I think we should pay each of the royal candidates a visit. Do you know anything about them?
Do you think we're gonna be able to hit every royal candidate in one day?
I'm not acquainted with many of them, but I have heard about the types of people they are. There are Miss Melty and Miss Cruchet, both of whom we met yesterday, the chairwoman from Kararagi, Miss Anastasia, and the aristocrat of Lagunica, Miss Priscilla. With 5 candidates, the royal selection will be a battle between Miss Amelia and those 4.
Rem counts the candidates on her finger as she fills me in. However, the truth is a bit different from what Rem currently knows. What I mean is Felt will be revealed as the 6th candidate at the briefing that will be held at the castle tomorrow.
According to Tiga, the order in which Felt and Melty were found is different depending on who you talk to.
Either way, since the announcement would take place tomorrow, that isn't really important.
Anyway, I want to pay a visit to the other 2 candidates, but
But
both are pretty quirky. Or rather, they have some more worrying qualities about them.
Of all the candidates, Anastasia and Priscilla are the trickiest to deal with. Anastasia is a businesswoman, and I know I'm no match for her verbal duel. On the other hand, the issue with Priscilla has more to do with her personality, and I have no idea if she'll even listen to us. But if we're talking about the fake cis candidate, all that, there's plenty of reason to suspect these 2. That's, as I thought before, if the 6th candidate is vying for the throne, in place where a real one, Amelia and Felt are at a disadvantage from the beginning. Amelia is a half-elf that everyone hates for some abhorribly reason for another. Felt is an orphan from the slums. Going out of the way to make either of them out to be the imposter is like giving up on winning from the get-go. I still believe Amelia has what it takes to win, though. Logically, that means the imposter is one of the remaining 4. Along them, I've already seen myself that Crochet and Melty aren't faking anything. That's why the last 2 are so suspicious between them. The most suspicious one is...
Anastasia was attacked by Wolf when she was with me.
I honestly don't remember much because it was so frantic back then, but it didn't seem like Anastasia was acting. The Wolf is targeting the royal candidates, and Anastasia was one he was after.
Wait.
I think it through to the point in realizing something strange. Wolf's position in all this is completely unclear. Because of the tragedy occurred at the royal capital last time, I thought he was part of the witch cult and one of Pettigill's comrades. But if that was the case, why would Wolf go after Anastasia? Aren't the royal candidates unrelated to the witch cult's objectives?
Could it be that the 2 aren't affiliated? Even though they were both at the scene at the same time, were they actually not working together?
If I think back on on it calmly, it may be subconsciously considered to be the fake candidate, and the witch cult to be unrelated issues. Honestly, I don't know what the witch cult's true goal is, but thinking back on Pettigill's crazed behavior, he doesn't seem like a terrorist attacking a nation with a purpose. Their scope is much narrower, and they're more like a group of hopeless deviants. With that in mind,
With Anastasia being a target, it shouldn't be a bad idea to warn her.
It appears you have made up your mind, Subaru.
Rim and I patiently waiting next to me for my response. As I mull things over, I give her a firm
Yeah,
nod.
I've got a plan. Let's go visit each of the candidates, starting with Anastasia.
Understood. However, it is unclear whether she is still in the royal capital.
About that, I've actually got an idea where she might be.
You do? But how?
Oh, right. Roswaal gave me a heads up.
I see. As expected of Lord Roswaal, Rem admires how Subaru makes such good use of his advice.
Isn't that a bit much?
Yeah, 50-50.
And so, here we are at the tavern I had in mind.
A tavern? But the smell of food is more fragrant than the smell of alcohol.
Yeah, they serve lunch during the day. It's apparently only in tavern mode at night.
It's too bad I've never visited the tavern at night, but since I can't drink, I don't plan on doing so anytime soon.
Beside this place's business model, the objective of our visit is...
I look around and the inside and the travel. When it comes to finding Anastasia, this is the only place I know. The main problem, however, is that she'll actually be here tomorrow, not today. It'll be great if she's here today, but
Too much to hope for, huh?
right as I'm about to call the quits,
Sorry for bumping into you. I should have watched where I was going. I hope you're okay.
No, it's fine. Wait, you're...
Mister, do you know Mimi? Have we met somewhere before? I can't remember at all.
it's Mimi. The cat-eared girl, rather, the girl in front of me laughs, and I immediately recognize her. Plus, her name is so easy to remember since she refers herself with it in first person. That's right, she's...
Hey, Mimi! It's not good to get an
Anastasia.
I'm so sorry about her. I hope she hasn't injured you or anything. My lady! Mimi didn't do anything! It was just a tiny bump! And I even apologized right after! I hurt so much! Yes, I'm glad you apologized right away. But make no mistake, whether or not you receive forgiveness is entirely dependent on how the other person feels about your apology.
I like those kids. They're pretty cool, and it's funny because they're kids, but they're so powerful. They have the power to scream. I don't know what their magic is, but they scream and they can kill something. I forgot that. I don't know what I'm saying, but still, they're like the powerful three. Okay, let's move on.
What? That's super serious! Hey, mister, are you the kind of person who can't forgive Mimi? Mister?
Subaru? What's wrong?
Huh? It's not I. It's Mimi! That's Mimi's name! Say it if you understand!
I found you!
Huh?
I found you!
How interesting. So you're saying that you, Natsuki, and Rem here are both from Amelia's camp?
Yes, that is correct. We apologize for the sudden intrusion.
It's fine. This isn't my home or anything. And we just happened to run into each other at the same eatery. That's really all there is to it.
Anastasia then has us sit at a table and talks with us. I'm really glad how things turned out, but...
With Mimi bumping into you, we must have been brought here today for a reason. I'm a firm believer in fate, you know.
Oh, I see. I didn't expect that from you. I thought all you merchants were more pragmatic.
Of course, being grounded is important. I run a company, and I won't get anywhere with intuition alone or by reading the weather. But once you've exhausted all your wits, it can be exactly those superstitions that affect the outcome at the end of the day.
Yeah, true.
That's why I don't take things like luck or prayer so lightly.
Oh, sorry. I wasn't trying to demean you.
It's fine. I'm not mad or anything. I'm only saying that there are such ways of thinking out there.
With a cheerful smile, Anastasia lets me off the hook. Her smile has a sense of elegance to it.
Hey, my lady! Mimi wants to wear hamburgers! Can I buy some?
That's cute. I think it's cool that they call it hamburgers instead of hamburgers. I when I first heard Amelia say that, I love that.
That's fine. Run along. Eat as many as you'd like.
Yay! Woohoo! It seems she really likes the food here.
Yep. I brought her once, and she's been hooked ever since. At this rate, I'll have to bring her here every day while I'm in the royal capital.
That's probably not a good idea.
Why not?
I speak without thinking. Of course, Anastasia would pick up on it. Her turquoise eyes stare right through me. I swallow hard at her gaze.
For example, if you ever develop a fixed pattern of behavior, won't some bad people figure out your routines and come after you? The royal capital can be pretty dangerous.
Oh my. Could it be that you're worried about me, Natsuki? Was I wrong in assuming that you only cared for Amelia?
Mealy will always be my number one. These are two separate things we're talking about here.
Are they now? It may be strange to say, but if I were out of the picture, would it not be beneficial for Amelia?
I guess, when you put it like that.
I get where Anastasia is coming from, but I don't want to think about that. Besides, I already saw it with my own eyes. Anastasia and Amelia talking on friendly terms and enjoying themselves. There's no need to hate each other just because we're rivals. So, it's not like I want Anastasia to just disappear.
Sorry, that was silly of me.
Huh?
I didn't expect you to look so sad. You're such a strange boy, Natsuki.
That is one part of what makes Subaru so wonderful.
I don't know what you're talking about, but I guess my face looked pretty pathetic just now.
It's our first time meeting, at least in her eyes, so it must have been pretty bad for her to bring it up. I knew my face with my hands as I turn. I knead my face with my hands as I turn to Anastasia again.
Well, I'll keep your pathetic face in mind, along with your warning to be careful. Oh, and by the way, how'd you know I'd be in this tavern today?
Ah, that's a trade secret.
Trade secret? What are you going on about now? Are you trying to stonewall me out of the most important part? Oh, or are you challenging me? You want me to extract the information out of you, huh? That's awfully bold of you.
Her smile excludes an intensely so strong. I hurried shake my head in hands in denial.
Wait! That's not what I meant! Your face screams that you have all sorts of ways to get whatever information you desire from me.
I do have all sorts of ways to get whatever information I desire from you.
You actually said it?!
Miss Anastasia, Subaru is quite terrified, so I ask that you please put an end to your jokes.
But he's so receptive. It's just too much fun. Oh, no need to get so upset, Rem. How frightening.
After laughing for a moment, Anastasia takes a small breath, then...
So, what are you actually here for?
The air about us changes dramatically.
How do I put this? Great people have a particular aura about them when you cut right to the chase.
I try to hold on the goosebumps as I mutter under her pressure, which rivals that of Cruce and I experienced yesterday. Meanwhile, I mentally prepare myself. If I don't, my own willpower will crumble under the weight of the pressure. Once I'm ready, I lift my head and compose myself. I let out a laugh and continue the conversation.
It's simple. Someone is targeting you, Anastasia. I wanted to give you a heads up.
Huh? So I'm in danger, eh?
The guy after you has some weird fashion sense, all dressed up like some sort of clown. But it isn't Roswaal, just so you know.
My, what a surprise. For a moment there, I thought you were declaring war against me.
No, it's the masked maniac. Images of Roswaal and Wolf appear in the back of my mind, and I note their shared troublesome characteristics. They're both...
Though, unlike
I
Roswaal,
can't speak right
this
now.
guy is extremely dangerous and problematic. So,
They're both enthusiastic, after all.
You wanted to warn me about this danger. This is very unexpected.
huh? You're not surprised, Anastasia? But you're on someone's hit list.
Even after telling her of the threat she faces, she doesn't show any fear or hint of surprise. It makes me uneasy.
Don't tell me you think I'm joking. Well, I'm not. This is a very real threat.
Oh, don't get the wrong idea now. It's not that I don't believe what you said, Natsuki, but this really is nothing to fret over.
Really? Are you sure? Because you could die.
Nothing to fret over.
Oh yeah, she's got a personal army.
Are you referring to your Iron Fang?
Rem, who mostly been sitting there quietly until now, throws a hat into our conversation.
Iron Fang.
They are my company's private military force. Mimi is one of their rank. She may look cute, but she's actually the deputy captain. She didn't just come with me for a stroll. She's also serving as my bodyguard for the day.
I've seen an Iron Fang in action firsthand, so I know that they're capable of, especially how reliable their members are, like Ricardo and Mimi.
Subaru, it is likely Miss Anastasia has experience being targeted and is aware of such situations, considering her position. That's why I have my own private army, my cute little kids. I appreciate the warning, Natsuki, but this isn't something that needs more attention drawn to it.
In a position like hers, she's often on a rival's laundry list. That's why she has her private army for self-defense. I understand her reasoning behind that, but...
He's different from your run-of-the-mill assassin. I really don't think your Iron Fang would win against him.
Mister, did you just say that we would lose?
The next moment, the tip of her large staff is thrust up to my throat. I didn't even hear the girl return.
Me and everyone else are super strong. We do our best for my lady, and we definitely won't lose. So don't say that. Bam!
Miss Mimi, please lower your staff. Rem is also not here just to accompany Subaru.
Oh?
Rem pushes the end of the staff away from my throat, but she has a threatening look in her eyes, clearly ready and willing to fight. The two stare at each other down, and things turn tense as if they're about to go at any second. It feels like a fight is about to break down. I swallow hard.
Yes, that's enough bickering. Mimi, put your staff away and come sit on my lap.
If you say so, my lady.
After that, Mimi happily jumps onto Anastasia's lap. The tense air disappears. A weight seemingly lift off my shoulders.
Subaru, are you okay?
Yeah, I'm fine. Good job on holding back, Rem.
It was still a dangerous situation. If Mimi weren't so cute, Rem's patience would have surely run out.
I guess it's important to look cute, huh?
Sorry if my Mimi surprised you, but you should know well by now. This is just how Mimi is, and so are all the others too. I trust in my Iron Fang. They'll protect me from any threat.
So, while I'll consider your warning, Natsuki, rest assured that no matter who comes for me, they will be repelled. That is my answer to you.
In that case, all I ask is that you keep more guards around you. Then, at the very least...
There's no need to worry about that. After all...
Anastasia smiles as she slowly looks around the entire tavern.
they're
Then,
always with me.
at her prompt, every single customer in the tavern stands up as in unison. Seeing them looking at her general direction, I realize that they're all beastmen. That means they're all part of the Iron
I
Fang.
see. So I was just preaching to the choir, huh?
I'm not sure what that means, but does this reassure you, Natsuki? Thank you for your time, and for being so considerate. I've come to know you quite well now, so do come see me if you ever need anything. Of course, if it's something I'm particularly interested in, I'll gladly put a stake into helping you.
My lady, is he a guest of honor or something?
That's right. He's a very important client of mine. Good job remembering that phrase.
Yay! Then he's Mimi's important client too. If you're ever in
Aw.
trouble, you can come talk to me too, mister.
Overwhelmed by all this, Rem and I tepidly leave the tavern.
You were, how do I put this? Quite amazing.
Yes, indeed,
That's one
Rem.
way to put it, but I agree. So, that's the real Anastasia.
I know it's only logical that it'll happen, but the only way they treated us as much different as when Amelia was around, it's different. It's enough of a difference that I'm honestly surprised at how kind she was towards
I
Amelia.
still managed to warn them, though I'm unsure if they took it seriously.
At the very least, they did not outright ignore your warning. Miss Anastasia does not appear to be so intolerant.
If that paves the way to something greater, then I'd have no complaints.
I can't tell if the impression we left on Anastasia from our meeting today was good or bad, or if I had any influence on her. She doesn't think I show her any ill will, at least.
Can't rule out the possibility that she'll think I'm incompetent if I come to her with useless information. She does seem like the type that has no patience for incompetence.
Since we're not part of her inner circle or anything, we'll be evaluated by how much we can bring to the table.
Telling her about the assassin didn't do much, so we'll have to prepare something more suited to her palate next time.
But what could she possibly
She's
want?
a merchant, so maybe something she could profit from.
I'm positive one of your outlandish ideas will resonate with Miss Anastasia.
Thanks for the support. That was you being supportive, right?
Yeah. In the end, it isn't clear whether my meeting with Anastasia yielded any results.
Next is
Thus,
Priscilla, but...
Is something worrying you?
Well, if you ask me, there's nothing about this that I don't find worrying.
I've only met Priscilla once, having the Promperous exchange in front of me with the Apostellar stall. But though it was just that once, she left more than enough of an impression of being pain to deal with. And the guy with the helmet, Al, was it? Including him, they're the strangest people I've met, bar none.
I honestly don't know where to start with them. Do you have any ideas, Rem?
This is not my forte, but I believe it would be rude to make an appearance without a gift in hand. If you know of anything Miss Priscilla might like, it would be a good
Apples.
idea to bring it with you.
A gift, huh? But what would she like?
We only met once, so I can only go off an impression she left behind. My impression of Priscilla?
Gorgeous, selfish, and conceited. She's also very eccentric, ignorant of the world, and red.
Red, you say?
Yeah, very, very red.
So something red that Miss Priscilla would like.
That's pretty tough. Wait a second.
talking out makes me realize the only red thing Priscilla is interested in, and that very thing.
What's up, kid? So, you
All
like
right.
this place enough to come back, do you?
So we're at this area. We'll be back. And I'm gonna save real quick.
I'll jot it down.
Alright, so I'll see you guys in the next video. And I can tell we are getting close to the end, actually. Maybe, who knows? Maybe we'll get another quite a few more episodes. I am kind of sad that this video is going towards the end, and I try to get as much as I can in this video, but it is time for me to end it because it is getting pretty late for me. But I will see you guys in the next video. Bye bye.